This is Sunday Reflections, What the Pond Can Teach Us. I'm Gideon Pollock, and each week I write these reflections from St. John's Episcopal Church in Cold Spring Harbor, New York, where our shingled church sits alongside a 14-acre mill pond. Throughout the years now, we've been watching our pond and its watershed and letting them teach us about prayer, participation, and what it means to be creatures made from earth. Whether you're walking past your own water source right now or sitting quietly at home, I invite you to join me in this week's midweek bonus audio-only reflection. A postcard from the pond. This is a short one, a midweek note, really, while my peonies are still doing what they do. For the last few weeks, Sarah and I have been pinching off buds. The peony bed is full of them, fat little fists clenched alongside every stem, 3 or 4 to a stalk, sometimes 5. The gardening books are clear. If you want long, straight stems and full, single blooms, you take the side buds off and leave the terminal one alone. So we kneel in the dirt and do the strange work of making fewer flowers on purpose. I'll be honest, it always feels a little like murder, and every time the same voice in my head, aren't more better? All that potential pinched off and dropped in the grass. It feels counterproductive. It feels like exactly the wrong math. But the peonies have their own arithmetic. Energy that would have gone into a dozen mediocre blooms goes instead into 3 or 4 extravagant ones. The plant doesn't grieve what we removed. It builds towards what's left. And then, sometime this week, likely Wednesday, the survivors will open all at once. And by next week, they'll probably be done. For the last 12 years, I have also served a small congregation in New Hampshire, and one of the things I love most about them is how they live in the summer. Here's a typical week. Church on Sunday, then sailing races, then picnic dinners, birthdays by the lake, the walking and riding club outing, then book club, bridge classes, Bible study on my porch, hiking up Monadnock on a good day, macho men's golf, ladies' wine and wedges, a concert at the Louise Shonk Kelly Recital Hall, mini golf and wing night at the Dublin Tap Room, sunset golf with Sarah for 3 or 4 holes, then dinner with friends at the Pearl, and somewhere in there, maybe, a trip to Kimball Farm for an obscene amount of ice cream. It's not excess. It's not making up for lost time. Maybe it's just what people do who have spent 6 months under snow and know exactly what a New Hampshire summer is worth. Maybe peonies are the flower version of that. Maybe peonies are what you get when a plant has been waiting all year and finally gets permission to blossom. Of course, the ants help. Small, dark commas crawling over the buds. Not decoration, but co-workers. The blooms need them. The opening is cooperative. And the disbudded stems, the ones we pinched back, will throw themselves into Wednesday with everything they've got. That's the trade. Fewer flowers, more flower. Heavy enough to bend their own stems. A prayer. God of the brief and the brilliant, you give the peony months of waiting and a few days of glory, and you do not apologize for the disproportion, and neither do they. Teach us to trust what we pinch back and to bloom when our time comes, with all the heaviness that joy requires, through Christ, whose brief life was filled with extravagant generosity. Amen. I hope this little reflection gives you new eyes to see the creation around you this week. If you'd like to continue the conversation or support our ministry, find us at www.stjcsh.org or at our sister site, the St. John's Pond Watershed Alliance, www.sjpwa.org. The pond will be there on Sunday, and so will I. But somewhere near you this week, peonies are opening. Look while they're open. They won't wait. Until next Sunday, peace be with you.